So, um, you know, I, you know, I've, Jen and I talk about this all the time. It's like, you know, people, younger teenagers and kids these days, they're either involved in this, like they do it themselves, or they are very easily targets and victims of this because they're trusting and they don't, they're too cool for the adults because we don't know anything, and we can talk them blue in the face that this thing happens all the time, and and then unfortunately a lot of them have to experience something to learn. Is it good for them to go through something to really learn? Well, yes and no. I mean, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to my niece. If some guy were to do something, I don't know what I do, because just I don't have kids. My niece and nephew, they basically are my kids. They're as much as my kids as I'm ever gonna have. And so I definitely don't want anything bad to happen to them, but I also want them to learn. Learn safety, learn, this is who you can trust and this is who you can't, and this is how you learn trust. Tom and I had long conversations about trust, and he kept, I think that was his way of grooming me, and I put that, I included that in my screenshots, was that he talked a lot about trust. It's like you need to trust. You need to learn to break down the walls, your protective walls, and you need to learn to trust because there are great rewards in that. And I tried telling him, well, I've been lied to, I've been mistreated, and I've been other things, worse things. And so that is why I have trouble trusting. And that protects me. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I can, I don't just give trust. You need to earn it. You need to earn my trust. And I think all women that, that's the same for all of us. You need to earn it. If you just trust everybody that comes your way and think that everything they say is true, and they have my good everything is in their mind, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt, or worse. And so I kept saying, I kept telling him, until we meet, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. I mean, I really don't. And he acted like I am so hurt that I'm offended and hurt that you said that. And I'm like, well, it's kind of the truth. I'm sorry that I said that to you. Again, I'm a nice person. I realize now when he was pressing me to give him my information, I should have said, no, this won't happen. I'm going to dinner now. Bye. That's what I should have said. I didn't. But, I've learned this whole experience taught me so many things. A couple years ago, a few years ago, I guess, God showed me through journaling and prayer that his intentions for me is to remain single. And he explained why. It took a whole week to explain to me, and it's a very complicated reasoning. It involves my past, present, and future, and that of any potential guy, his past, present, and future. And so if I were to get married to somebody, how it would negatively affect our past, our present, and future together because of my past and present and future. So it was really complicated, but it all makes sense. And then plus the last boyfriend I had 3 boyfriends in a row, and they all had lying issues, and each one was worse than the one before. And the last one was really bad, destroyed me emotionally. It took 10 years to get back from that. In fact, just last year, I finally was able to forgive him, but only because, hand the whole situation to God, saying that, knowing that He will take care of the situation in His own way, because He knows everybody more than anybody else. And so that guy had given me a promise ring, and so after that relationship ended, I took the ring, changed the promise. I liked the ring. So I changed the promise to promising myself I would never get involved with another guy ever again, emotionally. I'm okay with a casual relationship, like, you go out to dinner and movies and so on, but you live separately and you live your own lives. I'm okay with that. Nothing further. Eventually that ring broke, and I found another one at our local jewelry store in their bargain bin, and which was a lot prettier. It's this one, the one you see all the time. A lot prettier than the one. It looked exactly like the first one, but this one is, so. So when Tom started talking to me, I'm like, this is, I don't want this. And I tried saying that, and it's just, and I need to learn how to put my foot down. And I think, and, our daughters and our nieces and our granddaughters and our, whoever, and maybe even ourselves, need to learn that. I need to learn that more, as to, be forceful and consistent. No. In an ideal world, a guy should ask once, we say no once, that's it. That's end of story. But it's not an ideal world, unfortunately. And then we've all known the Me Too movement and all that is one result of all that, because the way life is and why society is as it is, I don't know if those of you who do not live in the United States, there are things the same, different. Is there more or less? Do men have more or less respect for women than here? Is this a worldwide issue? Just the United States issue? I want to hear about that. But yeah, we need to decide for ourselves, what is it we want, what are we comfortable with, and if somebody tries to make us go in a different direction or beyond our box, then we decide, is this good for me? Because sometimes it's okay, I'm comfortable in my little box, and you can have a great guy who comes by and says, I know you're comfortable in your little box, but I want to take you a little bit outside that box to show you how much better life can be with your interests at heart. For a good reason. Let's say, I'm very comfortable staying in my state or my country or whatever. Let's say I'm not interested in leaving Minnesota. I don't want to visit other states. I don't want to visit in other countries. I'm just interested in whatever. And let's say a guy comes along or whatever and says, I have this great place to show you in Wisconsin, let's say. And then, because it is. And then, so he takes me there, and I find out that there's a much bigger world out there than just Minnesota. That's one example. And so there's all that learning what that is, and how to tell what that is and what it isn't, and yeah, it's hard. So after all this was done, after Tom was no more, then one of my struggle, as I struggled to put everything back together the way they were, and to deal with the emotional of, once again, someone was lying to me, somebody who claimed they loved me and had my interest, best interest in heart, did not. That was a total fraud and a total lie and a total whatever, and that I fell for it mostly, and then it's like then it's like, okay. And then I turned that into, okay, this was just, it's almost like God was saying, I told you I want you single. And it's like, okay, I had to listen to that. I'm like, okay, I accept that. I'm listening. I believe you, and so on. And then I kept looking at my ring, and it's like, there's a reason why I made that promise to myself. And now this further cements that, people will like to, oh, there's a guy out there for you somewhere. I don't think so. I think God wants me single so that I can be more available to my family, my friends, my pets, and my church. And so that, especially my church, so that those people who have kids and families, and their lives are way more busier, they can spend their excess time with them while I'm on committees, or I'm volunteering for this or that or whatever. And then when their kids are grown and out of the house and they're retired, then they can take over or help out more, whatever. And so I think it's just, I think that's my role in life, is that. And so I need to stick with it and go with the plan, and accept it. And I had gone to that point. And then Tom came about and threw all that into a blender. And now I'm back to getting it back to where it was, only more so. So that the next, if a next guy comes along, I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is the wall. This is my limit. This is the wall. I'm not going past that. So 45 minutes. So, I want to hear in the comments what you guys think. I don't know, whatever you have what's going on in your heads about this whole subject. Whatever it is you want to say. I can sit here and say whatever I want to say, and I just did. So now it's your turn. I want to hear what you say. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk to me. Whatever. I told one of our newest people, TD, I said, if you want to get a hold of me privately, that's fine. Email, Messenger, IG chat, go back to Hangout. I don't know. But there are, if you're more comfortable that way, I'm all for it, really. And I think if you, reading through the comments from Sunday's video, I was so pleased that, that there seemed to be, yeah. So I was just really pleased that yeah, I think there was a lot of healing that went on or started in the comments last time, and I would like to continue that. So, you know, yeah. Um, so, um, Sunday's video, I already have it finished and done. And it's going to be a fun one, and because I think we need some fun and some laughter and some good times now. So, should get everybody smiling. So I will see you guys around, and we'll talk in the comments, and see you around, and see you Sunday. Bye.